The Compact Center in San Jose is in the heart of computer country, but the only numbers getting crunched tonight will be those on the players' jerseys. For years, the Wild West has belonged to a former cowboy. Danny White and his Rattlers have gunned down more opponents than Wyatt Earp at the OK Corral. Forget Silver and Scout, this cowboy's got his own stable of horses. With Hunky Cooper and Cedric Bonner leading the posse, Arizona has rattled off an average of 11 wins each of the last 5 years. But a year ago, a new gang rode in from Silicon Valley with a high-tech offense. Darren Arbett and his band of gunslingers averaged more than 60 points a game. Powered by this offensive arsenal, the SaberCats galloped out of town with the Western Division crown. We are in San Jose with the Rattlers and the SaberCats ready to find out who'll be left standing at high noon in the Compact Corral. Ago, it was a rematch of Arena Bowl 14. Today, TNN Sports is at the Compact Center in San Jose, California. It is a rematch of the top 2 teams in the AFL West going head-to-head. They were each 12-2 a year ago. This is their first meeting of the 2001 season, the Arizona Rattlers and the San Jose SaberCats. Hi, everybody. Welcome to San Jose, California. I'm Eli Gold. With me is a 9-time NFL veteran. He's a defensive lineman, John Yurkovich. Glad you're able to spend your day with us today here on TNN. San Jose was a powerhouse a year ago, but their offensive specialist, Steve Pappen, is gone. They're also dealing with other injuries. Sam Hernandez out with an injury. And their quarterback of a year ago, Gary Grebe, he is not available. After a year in the XFL, he's not come to contract terms. So who takes over here? Who has to step up?
The man to take over, Barry Wagner. Mr. All-Everything, the best two-way player in AFL history. 6 times Iron Man. He'll get more touches offensively. He'll get an opportunity to return more kicks. And you know what? He's absolutely no slouch on defense himself.
Another man who has come over to help out is Joe Jacobs, a perennial all-arena performer. He joined San Jose after a fine career with the Albany Firebirds. Now, for the Arizona Rattlers, they are basically unchanged from a year ago, and particularly where it counts. Quarterback Cedric Bonner, he's back for his 8th arena season.
Yeah, Rattler quarterback Cedric Bonner, absolutely gaudy statistics he has. He's got 19 games with 300 or more yards passing. 26 games where he's thrown for 6 or more touchdowns. But his most important statistic, 63 victories against 19 losses, and he'll have to play absolutely tremendous to pull one out today.
Now, one area where Arizona has changed is the loss of their #1 all-time rusher, Bob McMillan, who now ironically is here in San Jose. He came over as a free agent to join the SaberCats after last season. Earlier today, our 3rd member of the broadcast crew, Jill Arrington, caught up with Bob McMillan down on the field.
Thanks, Eli. I'm here with Bob McMillan. You were 6 years with Arizona. Now you're at San Jose. So how does it feel going up against your former teammates?
It's a little exciting right now. You know, I have a lot of friends over in Arizona, but, you know, I'm a San Jose SaberCat right now, and I'm here to do my job, and let's try to beat Arizona tonight.
Let's talk about the difference of the offenses. How much difference is there with San Jose's and Arizona's?
You know, in this league, all the offenses are pretty much the same. It's just different terminology and play calling. Just got to get used to it. It came pretty easy, though.
Well, I'm sure they're looking for some big impact from you, so good luck tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Joe.
When our pregame report continues, we'll talk about the Arizona Rattlers, an expansion team just 9 years ago. They quickly became a perennial league power. Lots of that credit goes to Danny White, the only head coach that they've ever known. And Arizona's Hunky Cooper, they're going to look for a lot out of him tonight. He's a big key for Arizona's success, so stick around for the kickoff. Welcome back to the Compact Center in San Jose, California. Kickoff is just moments away between these 2 teams, each of whom came within 1 game of the Arena Bowl last season. It's the Arizona Rattlers and the San Jose SaberCats on the TNN Game of the Week. Well, any football fan in the state of Arizona knows that the Rattler head coach Danny White is a true winner. He started his college football career at Arizona State University, where he was NCAA's all-time leading passer and one of just 3 players to have his jersey retired. Then he went on to the NFL, where he became a Pro Bowl quarterback, leading the Dallas Cowboys to the playoffs 5 times and 3 times as the NFC East champions. In 1992, White took the helm of the expansion AFL Rattlers and proceeded to lead them to an Arena Bowl championship just 2 years later. Then in 1997, White and his Arizona team repeated as league champs. In the 9 years of their existence, Danny White has led the Rattlers to 2 Arena Bowl titles, 8 playoff appearances where they've amassed a 12-6 record and averaged 10 wins a year in the regular season. We asked Coach White how he's been able to maintain such a high level of excellence over such a long period of time.
Great coaching. Well, I wish I could take credit for it. I would say that probably the biggest factor in our success has been the fact we've been able to attract quality players who are also quality people.
So guys, after a decade of Western Division dominance, it looks like the Arizona Rattlers finally have a rival to battle in the San Jose SaberCats. Back up to you.
All right, Jill, thank you. The winningest coach in the AFL's all-time ranks, Danny White, and Darren Arbett. In his 3rd season here at San Jose, he earned the Coach of the Year award just 1 season ago with that 12-2 record. And there's the man, Hernandez Hunky Cooper, who is going to be back deep to handle the kickoff by Jason Wells, the rookie kicker out of Furman University. And we are set to play Arena Football League action here in San Jose, California. Eli Gold, John Yurkovich, Jill Arrington, and our crew on hand. Glad you're with us, and here we go. A big matchup of Western Division opponents in the 2nd week of the season. Off the slack net, Hunky Cooper to run it back to the 7-yard line before Barry Wagner, the man, makes the stop on Arizona's version of the man. And there's another version of the man, Cedric Bonner. Those are just last year's numbers.
They're two of the best players in the league. These are 2 of the best teams. We've seen them in both early games this season on TNN. Dominant football players on dominant teams, and these are the difference makers in today's ball games.
Very, very tough to bring down at 6'4", 240 out of Cal State Northridge.
Them are impossible numbers. He's been sacked once last year. They were first in the league there. That absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen a quarterback who's only been put down once. He certainly has to feel comfortable back there.
He has been sacked only once since July 27th of 1996. 1996. From the 7. Pass deflects with a flag on the play. It is caught through the deflection. But we'll wait and hear what the penalty is all about as Muhammad Oliver comes up with a grab, and Darrell Leftwich, our referee, will give us the call. The illegal defense indication against the San Jose SaberCats.
It looks like we had one of the linebackers out of the box. And certainly one can blitz, and the one in coverage has to.
44 was out of the box. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Bob McMillan was out of the box, a little bit excited early, trying to make a big play. But you've got to stay in the box. The one guy who can blitz can get in there, go through the A-gaps. The other guy has to stay between the tackles and can't go deeper than 5 yards. And on that play, McMillan happened to get just a little bit out.
Now, seeing a penalty flag in a San Jose game is not unusual. They and the Oklahoma Wranglers were the top 2 most penalized teams in the league a year ago. So it's a 1st and 10 now from their own 12-yard line. Maurice Bryant out there in motion. They go to Bryant. He cannot hang on. Nice job breaking it up by Tracy Perkins in on the defense for San Jose. The Arizona offense, there you see it. Bo Kelly at fullback, the number 2 all-time Arizona rusher, replacing Bob McMillan, who's, as we told you, come over to San Jose. the offensive line. Evans, Birch, and Gaines. Evans led Arizona's linemen in tackles a year ago with 20 of them. Now a 2nd and 10 as you see. Football at their own 12. Bryant in motion. Here's Wagner coming up to make the move on Bo Kelly.
They did a nice job coming around the perimeter on the offense. They want to establish Bo Kelly. They believe he's a little quicker than McMillan was last year.
Taking a look now at the San Jose defense. There you see Shalon Baker in the middle of all that. The number 2 tackler last year. Always an Ironman candidate. And there's Anthony Cobbs. Also in that mix. A wide receiver and DB in college. That helps him out in this league. Quick release. Maurice Bryant out across midfield to the San Jose 23-yard line. Number 7, Shalon Baker, and number 3, Tracy Perkins in on the stop.
Bonner doing a nice job of dropping back, finding the open receiver. It's a little soft coverage early in the football game, but he's doing a nice job dropping back, throwing on rhythm, and getting the ball to his wide receivers.
From the 22 of San Jose, just underway opening quarter. High motion that time. Bonner unloads off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Hunky Cooper. Pressure by Joe Jacobs, the man we had talked about earlier, coming over from the Albany Firebirds.
What an impressive football player he is, too. Got a chance to talk with him earlier. An absolute monster. He did a nice job. He doesn't get much pressure. Did a nice job of putting a good pop in him, and that might affect him later as his ball game goes on. The more hits they can get on Cedric Bonner.
Bonner, Arizona's all-time leader in yards, touchdowns, attempts, completions. He owns the record book. Hunky Cooper in motion, top of the screen, going that way. It's deflected and nearly intercepted. Mike Ulafali, big number 99, knocked the football out of midair. There's Ulafali, the 2nd-year veteran from BYU. Watch him here.
Notice the size of these guys, too. They're 6'5", 6'4", 6'4". They get their hands up. They get into the sight lines. They're trying to make Bonner uncomfortable in the middle. And they're going to succeed at it if they continue to put the pressure up and bat some balls down.
Ulafali was on the all-rookie team last year, and the book on him out of BYU was a relentless pass rusher. Certainly the case in this league. Arizona now in a 3rd down situation. Completion to the 10, to the 9. Maurice Bryant just signed, put down by Tracy Perkins and Shalon Baker. Maurice Bryant, who had 60 receptions for Arizona a year ago, comes up large.
The great rhythm they have in their offense. He gets back, he drives back, that 5th step's planted, gets rid of it. The wide receiver's not turned around, he turns around, boom, the ball's there, moves forward and gets his yardage.
So from the 9-yard line of San Jose. High motion again for Maurice Bryant. Football's on the carpet. And at the 13-yard line, it is covered up by quarterback Cedric Bonner.
It's the argument forever between the center and the quarterback. Did the quarterback leave first? Did the center not get the ball up? Poor Joe Birch, you know he's getting criticized right now. Get it up, please. Get it up, please.
Football never even got to Bonner. Did you see that?
Yeah, we saw that on the replay where he tried to get the ball up, but his own keister got in the way of the football and got in between him and Bonner's hands.
And for those of you new to the Arena Football League, keister is a technical term used in the indoor game. 2nd and goal now from the 14 of the SaberCats. Setting up the screen, Cooper's breaking away from the blockers. He'll lose yardage back to the 17. Who's there? Joe Jacobs.
What a wonderful physical specimen he was. We got a chance to see him earlier. I thought Cedric Bonner was going to get in there and make a nice little shot on him, make a block on him. Gave Hunky Cooper a chance to go all the way, but he backed away from that contact.
Jacobs led the league with 7 tackles for losses a year ago. That was one right there. Arizona 2 of 2 in third down conversions. Here's a big one from the 17. With time, complete Cooper. He's to the 6. Brings up a fourth down from there. Shalon Baker in on the stop of Hernandez Hunky Cooper. The first name, he was named after a veteran who served with Hunky Cooper's dad in the military. The man was named Hernandez. And they named the son in honor of that gentleman.
Danny White right there telling him he should have just tried to lob it in the corner and see if he could have hit Maurice Bryant there. It didn't look like he was open to me, though.
Kyle Pooler takes over as the kicker, replacing Bjorn Nitmo. A 22-yard attempt. Kick is off the net, and it's a live football. It is covered up by Arizona, and with flags flying on the play as Oscar Sturgis covers up the football, the play is dead, and Kyle Pooler, who came back to Arizona after a year with the Los Angeles Avengers, misfires from 22 yards away. But now let's see what the flags are all about. Again, the ball is live off the net. It's against Arizona. It is against Arizona.
When the ball comes off the net like that, you have to give the team a chance to catch the ball.
Plus, in any event, Oscar Sturgis would have had to have gotten into the end zone because it was a 4th and goal situation. So either way,
the ball's going to be SaberCat ball.
Ball's going to be SaberCat ball right here. But we'll hear it from Darrell Leftwich.
Interference, 5-yard violation on the kicking team, 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Or in this case, the end of the lunge. And as Yurko said, you got to give them the 5 yards, and they obviously did not. So nothing on the board for Arizona, and now the SaberCats. Oh, there are some candidates for the fan of the night right there. We're back in a moment. Scoreless in the opening quarter here at the Compaq Center. This is the second event in this building today. This afternoon, the St. Louis Blues and the San Jose Sharks wrapped up their NHL playoff series. Then over the course of the following 5 hours and 15 minutes, up went the Nets. They covered the ice. Down goes the playing field. The teams come out to practice, and this game begins. And there's a completion to James Rowe on the first play from offense for the San Jose SaberCats. John Dutton, a week ago, 10 of 20, 174 yards, 4 touchdowns, former teammate of one Yurko.
Hey, he's a good player. He's a quality player for us in Cleveland. We just had a backlog of quarterbacks there, and he was released before camp began.
Working now after the 8-yard pickup. Be a 2nd down and 2 from their own 12-yard line with plenty of time to throw. And it's through to Shalon Baker, who'll make a super grab around the defense. It was Jarek Bledsoe there at the 20-yard line. Super performance right there for Shalon Baker. The San Jose offense is led by that group right there, including Shalon Baker, the all-time leader in pass receptions at the University of Montana, where he played collegiately, and Darren Kinney coming over from the Arizona Rattlers, the starting center for 4 years for Danny White. From Arizona's 20, quick release. James Rowe, he's in, touchdown, 20 yards. SaberCats on the board early. Should be no surprise.
James Rowe had a fantastic game last week. He continues that this week. Catches a little screen pass, gets good blocking over on the sideline, in the end zone. There's Rowe. Dutton goes out, he throws it to Rowe. Nice block by the wide receiver. Breaks the tackle. Boom, he's in the end zone. You cannot miss tackles in this game, in the arena game, and not expect somebody to get in the end zone on you.
Jason Wells out of the hold of John Dutton. The snap of Darren Kinney to add the extra point. Not good. And remember the live ball this year, all sorts of flags again. as San Jose was not given the opportunity. And continuing our theme from a week ago when we saw 5 fights on the field, the Arizona Rattlers and the San Jose SaberCats say we are not going to be outdone. And it takes them all of about 11 minutes to get the first tete-a-tete going in the Compact Center.
It looked like Shalon Baker just interfered. It's a similar play that we've seen earlier. You've got to give him 5 yards to be able to catch that ball. He didn't give it to him. Henceforth, there's the call. It'll be a kickoff coming up here shortly.
Interference, 5-yard violation. Number 7 on the kicking team. The extra point is no good.
So a 3-play, 20-yard drive in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So San Jose is on the board, but without the extra point. They're up 6-0. No, it's not a Kiss concert, though a definite resemblance to Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons and the boys. It is a SaberCat.
Peter Criss.
Yeah. Here we go, the kick from Jason Wells. Hunky Cooper back to field it off the net. Hunky Cooper with blocking to the 15. Gets tripped up and down he goes. He gets back up. They say his knee never touched. Hunky Cooper may break a new record here, and he gets all the way in for a touchdown. But let's wait a second now. Referee Darrell Leftwich is waiting to confer. It looked to everybody in the building as though when Hunky was tripped up at the 20-yard line, the knee hit. The officials are going to talk it over. If the knee did not hit, then that is going to be a new record for Hunky Cooper. Hunky right now tied with Steve Pappen of San Jose for the most kickoff returns for touchdown with 17. It is a touchdown. 56 yards, the touchdown. That is the 18th in his career for Hunky Cooper. To everybody's look, it seemed as though the knee was down. Let's take a look for ourselves. Nope. No.
What they're saying is he wasn't touched down. Nobody had touched him down. He fell on his own. He got up and took off.
So a 56-yard touchdown kickoff return for Hunky Cooper. Watch it again.
It looks like he was tagged down right there by Talanoa. It was his impetus that put Hunky Cooper on the ground. It's a mistake that the referees made. They should have spotted that ball back on the 15.
Watch it again. Let's see if Ken Talanoa, right there, 77, tripped him up and put him down.
Put a nice shot on him.
Granted, nobody touches him there.
And nobody touched him down after that, but that should have been enough. To the rule, that's what the rule says. If he comes down, he made the swipe at him, and because of the swipe, he ends up going down, had his knee, had the ball on the ground. Well, theoretically, he should be down.
And there, everybody's saying, hey, he was touched down. Dozer says, we had him. Anthony Cobb said we had him.
The SaberCats should have done a better job of touching him down physically once they have seen him down. You don't let Hunky Cooper get back up. Once you got him down, start piling on top of him.
With the extra point, Arizona is now on top 7-6, and that does break the tie between Pappen and Hunky Cooper. 17 kick returns for touchdowns, now 18 for Cooper. Here's Barry Wagner to the 10. And no mistake by Cecil Doggett as he puts Barry Wagner down with an emphatic special teams tackle right there.
Barry Wagner trying to recover a little bit. The last play, he got knocked off of his feet by Maurice Bryant. Went and took a good shot on him on that kickoff return.
How demoralizing is a play like that, Yurko?
It's something that doesn't need to have happen. We had it happen against us when we played the Chicago Bears. Glenn Milberg got up and ran in for a touchdown. Those 7 points should never be on the board.
Motion man Wagner. Dutton to throw with a flag on the play. It is caught on the near side by Jerry Reese. But again, there's a flag on the play. We'll see exactly how they call it. Ken Talanoa thinks it's against Arizona. So does Darrell Leftwich.
Somebody trying to get too quick of a start in the middle, trying to time up some of the motion, see if they can't get back there. Unfortunately, they're a little bit off. They're probably going to end up taking the pass play on this one.
number 55. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
There is no 55. They do have a 56, Mark Tucker. Likely the guilty party there as the nose tackle. Motion again, left side of the Arizona line. Free play, long throw, and they overthrow Barry Wagner that time. Looked like Sebastian Barry, another former John Yurkovich teammate. A little antsy there.
They're littering the field right now. They're absolutely littering the.
There you see the call against Sebastian Barry. The Arizona defense called for another penalty there. There you see the starting unit for Arizona. Wendell Gaines, an excellent pass rusher. 2 sacks, you see, and that came in just 7 games last year for the Rattlers. Gatewood, Cecil Doggett, probably the best cover man in Arizona history, and Jarek Bledsoe. So it is now the 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line, the SaberCats. Quick power run for Joey Dozier to the right side, and he'll get yardage down to the 21 of Arizona. Randy Gatewood makes the stop on Dozier, who led the team in rushing attempts and yardage last year.
Dozier gets into the end zone. We might see some special dancing out of him. His teammates told me once he gets there, he likes to do a little worm in there, and they get pumped up when he gets into the end zone.
From that great junior college program in Coffeyville, Kansas. That's where he began his collegiate play before going to New Mexico State. Quick release, nice grab over the top to the 13-yard line. James Rowe put down by Randy Gatewood.
Rowe had a fantastic game last week, and it looks like he's the guy, offensively at least, that's going to take Steve Pappan's place when it comes to those touches.
Of course, they have Shalon Baker, they have Barry Wagner. They've all got to step up. From Norfolk State, Rowe. The motion man is Jerry Reese. Dutton, look out, unloads the football and eats some carpet in the process. Wendell Gaines, we had talked about him seconds ago as an excellent pass rusher. Big Wendell played for 3 years with the Arizona Cardinals, played a year with the Kansas City Chiefs, 2 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a bona fide NFLer.
He fights the cut block off by Joey Dozier, does a nice job at that. In 7 games last year, he had 2 sacks. They think he's a premier pass rusher.
And he'd do well up here in the booth. He's a psych major. Dutton. Rowe to the 8-yard line. Cecil Doggett in on the stop.
Physical football game right now. A lot of guys are laying the wood. We had the little skirmish early in the end zone. Guys are bringing it, and they're laying the wood on people.
John Dutton. Good start here tonight after going 10 of 20 a weekend ago. Rowe already with 4 receptions for 42 yards. James Rowe, as you said, Yurko, his favorite receiver. From the 8. Timing pattern to the end zone. Barry Wagner. Touchdown. Touchdown. Nicely thrown football, 7 yards over top of Randy Gatewood. Barry Wagner, touchdown.
Just ran a little fade route in the corner. I think there was a question mark of whether he came down inbounds or out of bounds. And we all know that the wall is inbounds in arena football. He goes up, he makes the nice grab. His body hits the wall, but his feet come down inbounds. That's a touchdown in arena football.
A guy who's going to have to step up for San Jose to play well with Pappan out injured. The extra point by Jason Wells. 13-7. SaberCats are up. Barry Wagner said, Eli, say hello to my Uncle Aaron. Say hello to my Grandma Rebecca. Say hello to the Ward family in Alabama. Barry says hi to everybody. There is Jason Wells set to kick it off for San Jose to an exciting player, Chris Horn, who plays the same positions as does Hunky Cooper. I don't know if he's necessarily an insurance policy should Hunky ever get hurt, or contemplate the end of a spectacular career, but Chris Horn is an exciting player too.
Danny White sure does speak highly of him.
Horn makes an unhunky-like play right there, though, and he comes up with the touchback. Hey, folks, a reminder, arenafootball.com. It is the ultimate fans website for all the latest scores, all the news, the stats from around the league. And this Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, you can chat with NFL Hall of Famer Jack Youngblood about his involvement and enthusiasm for arena football. Get your questions ready for Tuesday's live chat with Jack Youngblood, 10 a.m. Eastern. Log on to arenafootball.com and get it all. They do have tons of information. We log on all the time for stats and doings from around the league. The quarterback is Cedric Bonner. The motion man is Maurice Bryant. But they come the other way, and it's Chris Horn who will make the grab at the 10-yard line. Picks up 5 on the play with Anthony Cobbs in on the cover as we're down, you see, to the final 18 seconds of a quickly played opening quarter. San Jose jumping out 6-0 on a 20-yard pass, Dutton to James Rowe. Then the 56-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Hunky Cooper, followed by that man's team, Darren Arbett's San Jose SaberCats, getting it John Dutton to Barry Wagner, 7-yard touchdown. 13-7, SaberCats over the Rattlers. Second quarter from the Compact Center next. Some of the fans who have brought signs to the Compact Center, we'd love to see you do the same each and every week. We're always going to be looking for that fan of the game. The fans here tonight have seen that 20-yard pass, Dutton to Rowe, a 56-yard disputed kickoff return by Hunky, and the fade pattern, 7 yards, John Dutton to Barry Wagner. San Jose on top 13-7, and Bonner goes to Hunky Cooper to begin the second quarter out near midfield.
You can take a look. They're making sure they get Hunky down right there. Possessions right now. The Rattlers are 1-2. And they're actually 0-1 because that kickoff return doesn't count as a possession.
And look at that. 8:47 of time of possession. 7 minutes and 12 seconds of that on the first drive, which yielded that missed field goal by Kyle Pooler. So take away that one drive, they've had the ball otherwise for just over a minute. Bonner under pressure, nice, and a flag. Would have been a pretty completion to Muhammad Oliver, but Barry Wagner cannot believe it, and he will dispute it with the officials. So I never touched him, never touched him.
Wagner looked like he had perfect position, but as he closed on Muhammad Oliver, he put the back arm behind Muhammad Oliver and gave him a little tweak, forced him to drop that ball. They're going to throw that penalty every time, and the back judge was in perfect position to see it.
Defensive pass interference. Number 3, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And you take a look again about what Yurko was talking.
So take a look right here. You saw the hand just grab the elbow a little bit as he came in front with the right hand. Just grabbed it a little bit. That's what the referee saw. It was enough to make Oliver drop the ball. They throw the penalty flag.
And by the way, Muhammad Oliver, number 26, yet another of the players on the carpet tonight who have played with John Yurkovich.
We had a cup of coffee. Actually, he was a special teams player for us in Green Bay in 1994. Came in and did a fabulous job for us.
Good athlete, fine speed. That's Oliver, not Yurkovich. Here now is Hunky Cooper, got free at the 8-yard line. He's down to the 6. Anthony Cobbs finally catching up with Hunky on the stop. Number 21, Cobbs.
Cedric Bonner has a tremendous command of this offense. He just sits back, surveys the field, hits his wide receiver.
Well, he is the number 3 all-time passer in league history. He's number 4 in attempts. Has had a cup of coffee in the National Football League with the Atlanta Falcons organization. He needs the 6-yard line, but he's looking for the end zone. Flag on the play. The pass could not be held by Oliver, But again, there's a flag on the play. And we'll wait and see. There could have been a hold.
There's a big pile up in the middle in a quagmire, and the flag came down in the general vicinity of that, so you have to feel that something happened in the middle there.
Fourth flag on the play right there. Fourth of the evening.
Were there 2 calls there? Does it look like that's going to be offsetting penalties?
Yep. We'll hear from Darrell Leftwich.
Personal foul, illegal chop block on the offense, number 93. Illegal defense, linebacker was out of the box. The penalty's offset, we'll replay the down, second down.
Stacey Evans right there, number 93 with the illegal chop block and then the illegal defense. Watch it here.
That's twice that McMillan has been out of the box, and it really cost his team here because this would have been a 10-yard penalty.
McMillan, number 44 in the green, right there, middle of your screen.
Just starts to go out a little bit. He comes up in on the pass rusher. I don't necessarily see where he was out of the box on that play.
So again, 2nd and inches, they need the 6. Bo Kelly in trouble. Breaks free. Fumbles the football and covers up his own fumble at the 3-yard line. Bo Kelly, the man that let Danny White feel comfortable enough to allow Bob McMillan to move on to San Jose. Bo Kelly, the number 2 all-time Arizona rusher.
As a tremendous 3-yard run. Look, Bo Kelly gets on the perimeter. Perkins fights off a block. Ulafal is there. Joe Jacobs is there. Howard Butler is there. Everybody's there trying to make a tackle. Everybody's missing them. They force the fumble at the end, but they can't pounce on it.
Tracy Perkins really contained the play nicely for San Jose. 1st and goal. Looking for Bryant in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. He had double coverage. The Rattlers thought he was undercut by either Baker or Cobbs. But you see the umpire, Nels Strickland, saying, nope, didn't do it. It's 2nd down.
The Rattlers let Joe Jacobs come unabated to their quarterback on that play after faking to the other side. It just looked like there was incidental contact in the near corner of the end zone. Nothing that would draw a penalty flag, that's for sure.
Cedric Bonner deploys Oliver wide right and Maurice Bryant wide left. Bryant is the man in motion. The give to Kelly. Bo is stood up by McMillan. That's a head-to-head battle that I think we were all waiting to see here this evening. McMillan with the size advantage over Bo Kelly, and that's why he's going to be able to win that battle.
And McMillan knows he has the side advantage. He said he's going to go right over the top of him all day if he can.
The umpire's view.
Right from the umpire's view, and this is basically what McMillan sees. He gets over, comes into the hole, stands up Kelly, waits for his teammates to come over and help secure the tackle.
And a great contain also by Joe Jacobs. Helping right there, but that's McMillan at 6'2", 260 against Bo Kelly's 6'1", 235, and Danny White talked about that extensively on our conference call earlier this week.
And McMillan had said Bo Kelly's actually 220, and he's got a 40-pound size advantage on him.
They fake the pitch. And that one is nearly intercepted, but it is knocked down by Jacobs, and there is a flag on the play. It looked like Oscar Sturgis may have jumped.
Joe Jacobs not known for his hands. He's known to kill the quarterback, not known for his hands. Had an interception right in the paws, and he couldn't come down with it.
Of course, there could, I believe Sturgis moved first. There's Oscar hoping it wasn't him. But it's tough to hide. But they're going to say no flag. Oscar, you can breathe again. You know, the guy we've just talked about, Oscar Sturgis, and that man, Danny White, those two guys have each won Super Bowl rings from the Dallas Cowboys. Only two guys in the league where a coach and the player have both won Super Bowl rings from the same franchise, albeit not at the same time, certainly.
I think one's just a little older than the other.
19-yard field goal attempt, Kyle Pooler. You see the miscue earlier from 22 yards, this one from 19. No mistake. So the Rattlers add 3 to their total. It's now SaberCats 13, Arizona 10 here in San Jose. So the Kyle Pooler field goal moments ago, capping off an 8-play, 42-yard drive for Arizona in 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Barry Wagner back deep to field the Pooler kickoff here. Midway through the second. Short kick. Taken by James Rowe. Flag on the play. Rowe out to the 19-yard line. But again, lots of flags on the plays. Something we saw last year as well when dealing with the San Jose SaberCats.
Looks an illegal use of the hands, and it looked like it was Tracy Perkins who just got wrapped up there with one of the kickoff men coming downfield.
Illegal block above the waist from behind on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So they'll have the football from the 5-yard line. That'll be the third flag of the evening against the San Jose SaberCats.
That's a dangerous play, too, on a kickoff. Guy coming from behind you and pushing you in the back leads to a lot of ankle injuries and a lot of knee injuries. That's one the referees absolutely like to call.
With the running back, Joey Dozier. 3 wideouts and the motion man, Shalon Baker. Looking to Baker, got it at midfield, takes the hit from Bledsoe. Nice grab by Shalon Baker. And all of this offense is working for San Jose, Jill, without Steve Pappen.
That's right. San Jose is definitely missing this offensive specialist. He got hurt in practice, hurt his hamstring. How's your recovery coming, and when can we expect you back?
It's coming along real well. Our trainer, Steve Barlinski's got me ready. Hopefully, I'll be ready for, next week in West Virginia for Houston.
Well, I see you over here yelling at your teammates. Is it hard for you to watch? I know you have 15 career touchdowns against Arizona.
Oh, yeah, it's extremely hard. This is a rivalry. This is for supremacy in the West Coast, so it's just very hard.
The fans are calling penalties on every play. That one they were calling on Cecil Doggett, but none from the officials, Jill. But the fans are calling many of them, aren't they?
Yeah, and all these guys over here are getting pretty worked up, and Steve Pappen, too. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck with your recovery, and keep cheering over here.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Back to you guys.
Nobody ever says, Eli Yurko, nice to see you again. It's always Jill.
Yeah, and it's always Eli Yurko, get out of here.
Yeah, you're blocking Jill. Great to have Jill Arrington with us, and good to see Steve Pappen back in action in a week or so. Here's Dutton again looking, tripping up his throw, and there's a flag. That time it was Jarek Bledsoe crossing up James Rowe. Rowe goes down, and Bledsoe cannot argue that call.
They weren't going to let falling receivers go by twice without throwing an interference penalty. Doggett got away with one, maybe because of his reputation as a solid cover guy.
Pass interference, number 22, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Oh, and by the way, you heard Steve Pappen before. I'll tell you this after we watch the replay.
Drops back to pass, and he's looking downfield. He's just going to take a shot. Looked like it's just incidental contact. Their feet got caught up. But they were not going to let Jarek Bledsoe get away with it. There's 2 receivers falling.
Steve Pappen agrees with the call.
He's always going to agree with a call. Anything against Arizona, he's going to agree with it.
Dutton, everybody's covered. Flag on the play. Rowe makes the grab in between Doggett and Hunky Cooper, but there is a flag on the play. And going back to Pappen quickly, you heard him say he's playing Houston next week in West Virginia. As you see the indication of the hold against San Jose. That is correct. The game between San Jose and the Houston Thunder Bears is being played in Charleston, West Virginia next week. So I don't think Steve was wrong on the info.
Holding offense number 56. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Joe.
Big Joe Jacobs getting the pause. Getting the pause. We have plenty of penalties today. A lot of yellow hankies flying all over the football field. Joe Jacobs, a defensive lineman, not used to playing the offensive line. And you can see it just a little bit in his inexperience over there.
Wagner, Baker, and Rowe are the three wideouts. Flag on Arizona this time. Complete to Rowe across the middle, and Hunky Cooper gets him from behind at the 11-yard line. Looked like Arizona jumped that time. And it seemed as though Stacey Evans, big number 93, might have been the man ahead of the play.
They're trying to get over the top, trying to get in there quick, trying to get Dutton a little unnerved. They haven't been able to do it, so they're trying to get a shot. And Dutton hasn't been phased yet by what the Rattlers have been able to do to him, and that's a free play.
Offsides, defense number 93.
Yep.
The penalty is refused. Results of the play is a first down.
Stacey Evans.
Stacey Evans, you take a look right here. Here he is in the middle. Dutton's going to go on a long, hard count. And there he goes, right there, offsides. He's not unabated to the quarterback. That's why they let the play continue. Turns into a first down. That's why they did not take the penalty and they stayed with the play.
Dutton at quarterback. 8 of 10, 100 yards so far tonight. Overthrows and off the metal. That is a live football. It is intercepted. It is intercepted by Nyan Taylor of Arizona. His first one, or at least, let me correct myself, Cecil Doggett. Doggett comes up with the interception. It is going to be, obviously, his first of the year. That is a live football off the support of the net. And Cecil Doggett, who had 4 interceptions a year ago, picks up his first of the 2001 season.
And he was thrown to a wide-open wide receiver. Dutton was thrown to James Rowe. He was wide open, put a little bit too much on it. First time I've ever seen that. Comes off the bar into the hands of Doggett. And what awareness he had to turn around and get some yardage.
The Nets come into play in many ways in this game. From their own 10. Everybody, if I had a hanky, I'd throw it. Everybody in the building throwing hankies.
But that's the way to go offsides. Like big man Talanoa went offsides right there and put a good pop on him.
Defense number 77. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ken Talanoa from Arizona State University, who is 7th in career sacks all time for the San Jose SaberCats. As a matter of fact, Talanoa was in on the only sack given up by Arizona last year. He was right in there getting to Cedric Bonner. We talked about that earlier, how Bonner has only been sacked once since 1996. Talanoa was in on that sack along with Mike Jones. Complete underneath to Maurice Bryant. And he's out to midfield. Tracy Perkins on the stop.
Take a look at Cedric Bonner. He's limping right now. Looks like he's got a little bit of a problem. Cedric May and Chad May is going down to warm up on the sideline. Get that arm loose. Bonner, certainly he's hampered now by an ankle injury. And you just take a look at him right here. Hobbling on that ankle, hobbling on that ankle. He's going to try to get rid of the ball quick because he's not mobile. SaberCats are going to be chomping at the bit to get to the quarterback now.
Chad May, the backup out of Kansas State, has just gone underneath the grandstands to begin warming up. Bonner. Complete at the 20-yard line. Nicely done, Maurice Bryant. Tracy Perkins again defending along with Shalon Baker. And the lack of mobility didn't hurt Bonner that time.
Danny White is calling plays right now that Bonner, he knows Bonner can get rid of the ball. He knows he's going to find open receivers. Right there, Maurice Bryant turns around in front of the defenders, catches the ball. And you're going to see plays similar to that. nothing that forces Bonner to use a whole lot of athletic ability.
Bryant, 4 receptions, 37 yards. From the 18. Flag on the play on the crossing pattern. The shove that time as Gatewood goes down with Omar Smith on his back. It'll be the 6th flag of the night against San Jose. Omar Smith all over Randy Gatewood on the crossing pattern.
We could have 2 penalties on this play. The back judge threw a ball and the umpire threw a flag. They both threw flags. Could have double penalties on the SaberCats here. The referees are getting paid by yellow hankies tonight. They're going to go home. Yeah, they're going to go home very rich men.
Both flags on San Jose, including an illegal defense. Darren Arbette has seen this play out in the past. But of course, we must stress that even with all the flags last year, they were 12-2. The SaberCats were. Here comes Chad May back out of underneath the grandstand. He has thrown the football a bit and is warmed up, so he's ready to go in if needed to replace Cedric Bonner.
Illegal contact, defense, number 43. Illegal defense. Linebacker out of the box. The linebacker out of the box. Illegal defense penalty is accepted. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Joey Dozier.
Joey Dozier, that's the 3rd penalty that they've called for being out of the box on the SaberCats. 2 on McMillan, 1 on Dozier.
You see the clock winding down towards halftime. Only 1 field goal in this 2nd quarter by Kyle Pooler of Arizona. Nothing up the middle that time for Greg Gales. Number 10, stopped by Joe Jacobs. Gales, very limited action last year, and he's basically a defensive ball player. When he played at UNLV, Gales was a good linebacker there. Matter of fact, was the number 2 tackler back in 1997. So that's what he's known for, is his defensive play. But in this league, you got to be an Iron Man. You got to play offense and defense. Intercepted. No one's going to get Omar Smith except Bonner, who'll shove him, but not out of bounds. Touchdown, Omar Smith on the interception of Cedric Bonner, 44 yards. Touchdown, San Jose.
From the doghouse to the penthouse, Omar Smith got a hand on the wide receiver. Could have been called for that interference penalty on the last play. Comes back, gets the interception, takes it in for a touchdown, and now his teammates are celebrating with him, hugging, kissing him, and that's the first action he's seen today was on that last series. Bonner goes back, 3-step drop, sets, and fires.
Oh, and you see what happened there? The receiver cut inside Gatewood, and the pass went outside to Omar Smith. Did you see that?
Exactly. A little miscommunication right there, and Omar Smith takes it in for the touchdown.
Extra point is good by Jason Wells. San Jose, bothered by injuries. Great job by Smith to stay in bounds.
And welcome back. There's Omar Smith, just returned an interception for a touchdown. If you take a look what happened, Randy Gatewood is running a route. He's running a slant route on the inside. Right here, he's running the slant. Bonner's throwing the hitch. And all of a sudden, Omar Smith finds himself with a football because he can adjust. He's looking at Bonner. He sees the ball. He adjusts on it. He takes it all the way back for a touchdown. And Bonner, that's certainly a weak effort by a quarterback to knock Omar Smith out of bounds.
Of course, Cedric not as mobile as he'd like with that limp that's been bothering him all night long. And there's Hunky Cooper set to field the kickoff from Jason Wells. Glad you're with us here in San Jose. Next week, TNN's first visit to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Looking forward to our visit to the Van Andel Arena next week. That one is playable for Hunky Cooper. No, he steps out of bounds as he fields it, so it will be a touchback. Hey, Jill, have we found anybody yet to be a fan of the game, or are you still looking?
Oh, I found some great contestants. You know, every week on TNN, we're going to pick a fan of the game, an enthusiastic fan. You got to dress up, paint your face, bring some TNN Arena Football signs, or cheer really, really loud. You'll win an official Arena League football autographed by us TNN announcers. So come out and support your favorite arena team, because I'm looking. Back to you guys.
All right, Jill. Now we do something we'll be doing all season long. Bryant, Gatewood, and Cooper are the wide receivers. Motion on the left side of the San Jose line. Free play couldn't be handled by Hunky Cooper. Joe Jacobs jumped on the left side of the San Jose defensive line. Hunky thought he made the clean catch on that play, but apparently not.
And he is arguing it. You'd like to see on that in that situation right there, if you could go downfield. If you could take a shot going all the way downfield, you know you have a free play.
Offsides, defense number 56, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
All AFL the last 3 years, Joe Jacobs, but he knows not by making plays like that.
Sometimes when you want to put pressure on the quarterback, you got to take a few guesses.
Look at that. Does that ever tell you the story of the game so far?
They've scored no touchdowns, 20 plays, 80 yards, only 3 points, not making the most of all the possessions they're getting. This is not certainly the Arizona Rattler offense that we're used to.
From his own 8. Caught by Randy Gatewood out near midfield. They'll give him the 23-yard line. Omar Smith on the stop. 2 weeks in a row now we're seeing perennial offensive powerhouses. Orlando last week, who, by the way, lost to the Florida Bobcats last night. And now Arizona, 2 perennially strong offenses misfiring in the early season.
And it's unexpected. They play well in the preseason. You expect to come into your first football game and play good, solid ball. We're just not seeing it. They're moving it. They're having some completions, but they're being derailed, and it's mostly their own fault.
Bob McMillan in replacing Joey Dozier for San Jose. Bonner. Short throw, nearly intercepted. He was so very short, intended for Maurice Bryant, and nearly picked off by Omar Smith. It looks like Cedric can't even get any oomph on the throws because maybe his foot or ankle might be bothering him. Tough to tell if that's truly the case.
It does look like his leg is bothering him, but Joe Jacobs broke through on the outside, got a good rush, and I believe he got a hand on the football.
Looked like somebody must have touched it because Bonner doesn't throw dying quails like that.
Jacobs had gotten through and just got a hand on it. Cedric Bonner, 10 completions, 16 attempts for 84 yards and 1 interception. The big stat, no touchdowns.
Hunky Cooper fumbles the football. It goes off the wall and then comes down out of bounds. The play will be dead at the 19-yard line. Anthony Cobbs, number 21 there, making the play for the SaberCats.
That's a bang bang play right there. The dasher boards are in bounds. If the ball goes off the boards, lands back in bounds, that's a live football. Fortunately for Hunky Cooper, that ball came down on the sideline.
And now with 55 seconds remaining until halftime, the referee calls time. The 1-minute timing rules now go into effect, with each team still having a full complement of 3 timeouts. Back to San Jose in a moment. Welcome back. The Compact Center at San Jose, the home of the SaberCats. There's Byron, if anybody was looking for him. Trying to be the fan of the game here on TNN. Big third down play coming up. The Rattlers are 2 of 4 in third down conversions today. The motion man will be Randy Gatewood near the bottom of your screen. Throwing, turning it around, and they make the grab. Touchdown. Maurice Bryant, a super grab. 18 yards for the touchdown around Anthony Cobbs. What a play by Maurice Bryant. And Cobbs said, I had him, but not quite.
We've been waiting for somebody to step up. Hunky Cooper has been playing great today, but we've been waiting for somebody else to step up. Out of the blue, here comes Maurice Bryant. Bonner drops back, almost tripping. They just run a simple fly pattern down the sidelines. Both players have a chance for the ball, but Maurice Bryant comes down with a fabulous catch. Takes it away from Anthony Cobb.
Kyle Pooler adds the extra point, capping off a 4-play drive. It goes 45 yards in 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Maurice Bryant, who was signed by the Tennessee Titans, then was sent to the Amsterdam Admirals of NFL Europe before being waived. Danny White's happy to have him back in Phoenix.
Bonner just throws it up. You see the adjustment Bryant makes in the air, goes over the top of Cobb and comes down with it. Basically, here is who wants it more. Bryant was in a position to go up and catch the ball and get a little bit higher. Cobb was in the middle of a zone flip, a defensive back adjustment, got caught in the middle of it when the ball was coming, couldn't get as high as Maurice Bryant. Ultimately, we have our touchdown.
Jill, what you got coming up at halftime for us?
Well, stick around. I'll give you some updates from around the Arena Football League from all of this weekend's action. We'll also take a closer look at this Arizona-San Jose rivalry. As you can see, it's pretty heated. And also, Eli and John are going to give you first half highlights and stats from today's games.
All right, Jill, thank you. And, of course, the highlights will be coming your way with action that began this week in the league all the way back on Thursday night, with 2 games, 3 games yesterday, and a full slate of 4 games here today, including this one, as Barry Wagner gets set to run it back if he can. Off the supports, Wagner to the 5. Flag on the play. Barry Wagner out to the 7-yard line. Looked like Bob McMillan with a block in the back for the San Jose SaberCats. Just a little extra adrenaline flowing for Bob McMillan tonight in the first game against his old teammates. They're going to call it on the SaberCats. It'll be the 8th flag against San Jose tonight.
I think that's the 4th penalty on Bob McMillan tonight.
Holding number 44 on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Holding is the official call. Looked at our first blush as though it could have been a block in the back. Either way, we were on top of McMillan, who got caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
The transgressor.
So Dutton's got 48 yards to go. Incomplete. Threw a bullet to Barry Wagner that time with Jarek Bledsoe there to cover.
Dutton did a nice job of escaping the pressure in the pocket. Stacey Evans was in hot pursuit. Dutton just made 2-3 little dance steps and got the ball away, but then he got taken down by Stacey Evans.
Darren Arbett, coach of the SaberCats. His team is up by 3, as you see. Caught by Rowe. Breaks a tackle of Doggett to pick up an extra 7 yards before Hunky Cooper makes the stop.
It's been a good battle between Doggett and the wide receivers. He comes up. Every time he tries to tackle Cecil Doggett, he's looking to punch that football out.
Watch it again here. Dutton is under center.
Taking a look at Rowe. Gets the ball to Rowe, and right there, Doggett comes from behind, trying to force a turnover, make something happen for the Rattlers defensively.
I don't care if you're playing on the streets of San Jose. You can't arm tackle a guy. Wide open Rowe again. And a good hard hit by Muhammad Oliver, stacking him up at midfield, and timeout on his back being called by James Rowe. Hey folks, hope you can join us next Sunday. We are now on our regular Sunday schedule. That's a great rivalry in the AFL. Milwaukee paying a visit to Grand Rapids. Ironman Michael Baker leading the Rampage attack. But Grand Rapids will have its hands full containing the Mustangs receiving duo Gary Compton and Alvin Ashley. Milwaukee at Grand Rapids next Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon, out here on the Pacific Coast on TNN. Hey, want to congratulate Grand Rapids quarterback Clint Dolzell. He was named the AFL's most valuable player for the first week. He was 31 of 44. in weekend number 1 for 246 yards and 8 touchdowns. The Rampage winning in week 1 over Indiana in overtime, 60-59. Of course, Clint did not play last year. He was a member of the NFL's Chicago Bears. Grand Rapids is off this weekend, and they play game 2 of the year for them next Sunday against Milwaukee. Will be at the Van Andel Arena. From midfield, complete to Wagner at the 13-yard line, with Oliver covering for the Arizona Rattlers.
Wagner gets the ball on the sidelines, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, gives the SaberCats another play, chance to get in a huddle, collect themselves, get a good play call in there, and go toward the end zone. See right here, Dutton just buying himself a little time, finds Wagner. Wagner gets pushed out of bounds by Mohamed Oliver. It's an impressive SaberCat team we're looking at right now.
Only Wagner's second reception of the night, had 4 last week. Shalon Baker is in the end zone. They go underneath to Rowe. He is hit hard, but he gets in. Touchdown, San Jose, 14 yards. Cecil Doggett and Jarek Bledsoe tried to deny James Rowe, but he would hear nothing of it with 16 seconds remaining in the opening half.
James Rowe ran a fabulous pattern. It looked like he was going to run a deep cross. He'll come into the screen shortly. Dutton's taking a look. Look at this stop and the way he comes back. He lost Cecil Doggett right there and lunges into the end zone for a touchdown.
Extra point attempt by Jason Wells. Out of John Dutton's hold. Got it. So a 5-play drive. They got that one done quickly. 46 yards, only 38 seconds, Yurko.
They bring a bunch in where 2 wide receivers look like they're going to cross. He stops, brings it back, gets into the end zone.
So a 10-point lead, 27-17. San Jose over Arizona.
James Rowe, this is the guy that's making up for Steve Pappen. We thought it was going to be Barry Wagner. He's been able to do it in other aspects of the football game. James Rowe, 8 receptions, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big game last week. Comes back, John Dutton's favorite target right now. There's Pappen looking on, and I'm sure he's proud of James Rowe.
Steve Pappen back in action, he hopes, next week. Hey, while we were talking about league honors earlier, we talked about Clint Dolzell over in Grand Rapids. Want to congratulate Buffalo Destroyers wide receiver and defensive back Carlos James. He was the league's Iron Man of the week in week number 1. A couple of receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown on offense. Defensively, 4 tackles, a couple of interceptions. He's trying to do what Hunky Cooper has done for years, and that is be a consistent Iron Man. Week after week, Carlos James pulls down the honor in week number 1. Big interception of Pat O'Hara in the final minute of play, sealing that win for Buffalo over Toronto. Jason Wells to kick it to Hunky Cooper. It's a dying quail kick that Hunky cannot handle. Little butting of heads at the goal line, but the officials have to separate there at the 2. Bo Kelly and Bob McMillan.
2 former teammates exchanging pleasantries, love for each other, probably talking about what restaurant they're going to go to after the game.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, certainly.
Well, let's see. 16 seconds, folks. If you're new to the Arena Football League, that is an eternity.
Ample time to do a lot of damage in 16 seconds. We could see 2 scores.
I was going to say he could score twice. Well, we're going to have a timeout on the officials right here. They are going to discuss something. There's Darryl Leftwich.
Looks like Danny White's arguing that ball went up against the boards, came back in bounds. Why couldn't he return that football? Any chance you get to let Hunky Cooper run wild with the football, I think Danny White wants to take advantage of that.
Danny White and the team's general manager, Gene Nudo, still looking at ownership possibilities for the future, something we had talked about on our telecasts of a year ago. Out of the end zone, Muhammad Oliver cannot flag it down. It falls incomplete with Perkins covering for San Jose. That took 7 seconds off the clock.
An intense battle. Intense battle. You see McMillan's lost his helmet right now. Going up against Bo Kelly. Serious battle going on in the defensive backfield, and it's continued over the last 2-3 plays now between Kelly and McMillan.
There's Bob putting the headgear back on. 9 seconds until halftime. Bonner's going to load up. No, he'll go outside to Hunke, who takes a hard hit from Anthony Cobbs.
Anthony Cobb's going to make sure Hunke goes down after he had got up after that kickoff return and scored the touchdown.
So it's going to be Jason Wells' compadre, Kyle Pooler, who will try and kick here. There's Kyle, who came back to Arizona, as we told you earlier, after playing for the LA Avengers. He has a strong leg. This will be a 51-yard attempt. The longest of Pooler last year was a 50-yarder for Los Angeles. Bonner's going to hold it. Final play of the half. He's got the leg, but not the accuracy. Football is live. Wagner has a chance to return it. Barry Wagner. Outside. Inside. Down he goes. Halftime, and it's the kicker, Kyle Pooler, who makes the play on Barry Wagner. So Pooler comes up inches wide on the kickoff, on the field goal attempt from 50 yards away, and we have come to intermission. The SaberCats by 10, 27-17. Jill is up next with highlights and a look around the AFL when we come back to the Compaq Center in San Jose.
Halftime in San Jose. The SaberCats are leading 27-17 after 30 minutes of play. But hoping to give their offense a jump start, Milwaukee Mustangs signed a great quarterback in Craig Cusick in the offseason. We'll add to that an offensive specialist with a lot of power, Alvin Ashley, and that's the making for a pretty gaudy score for the hometown Mustangs going up against Indiana on Thursday. But instead, it was the Indiana Firebirds who posted the big offensive numbers. Offensive specialist Eddie Brown connected with quarterback Raymond Filial time and time again, finishing the night with 114 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. He's now just 10 receptions away from 700 for his career. While the Firebirds offense was almost unstoppable, the opposite was true for the hometown Mustangs. They were able to put only 6 points on the board, an all-time low for a hometown team. Van Johnson also gave the Firebirds a spark with a 50-yard kick return touchdown as Indiana went on to win 38-6. Also on Thursday, Houston visited Los Angeles, where Avengers quarterback Todd Marinovich got off to a good start, throwing TDs on 3 of his first 4 possessions. Unfortunately for LA, he also threw 3 interceptions, all of them picked off by Carl Greenwood. Meanwhile, the Thunderbears continued to roll, scoring 3 times in the air and punching it into the end zone 4 times on the ground. Houston went on to win it, the final 58-48. In Buffalo, the Destroyers are off to the best start in franchise history after defeating the New Jersey Gladiators 39-28. Saturday night, the Phantoms and the Dragons faced off in New York, with Toronto coming out on top 68-58. Also on Saturday, Nashville visited Tampa Bay. The Storm wins 45-40. But Nashville quarterback Andy Kelly threw 4 touchdowns, breaking the all-time career touchdown record with 343 TD passes. Oklahoma hosted Chicago in Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma wins 45-44. Chicago had a chance to win with a 2-point conversion with 9 seconds left, but couldn't get it done. We'll round out the week's action with the second half of our game here in San Jose, but when we come back, we'll take a look at the rivalry that's developed between this Western Division foes. Just one of the many rivalries in the league. It's 27-17, San Jose leading. More on the TNN Arena Football Halftime Report coming up. We're back in San Jose, California, where the hometown SaberCats lead Arizona by 10 at the break. Well, last season, Arizona and San Jose both finished the regular season with a 12-2 record, the best record for any team in the league. And success of two division opponents makes for a great rivalry, and there's surely one building here out west.
In the 9 years that I've been here, we've pretty much controlled San Jose.
This is my 5th year, and every year, the game on the schedule you look at is Arizona. That's the one that you can't wait for. It's the big one.
Not something that you prepare for. You know, your football is 8 months away when I started training.
For San Jose and Arizona, what began as a semi-annual clash of division opponents has evolved into one of arena football's most intense and heated rivalries.
It's incredible. These two teams definitely don't like each other.
It's just the way they respond and the way they act when they win. It's like, you know, and they have to, because over the years we dominated.
With 2 Arena Bowl titles to their credit, Arizona dominated nearly all of their opponents during the 1990s. But with the new millennium came a shift of power in the AFL's Western Division. Last season, the SaberCats captured their first ever division title while having to go through Arizona to get it.
And this year, they got to look at and respect San Jose. They just can't go out there and say, okay, this is going to be an easy win. And they got to work for it.
The fact that they are the reigning division champions, which there's never been one other than us until last year, adds a lot of fuel to the fire.
With the burning desire of Coach White and his players to reclaim what was once theirs, the Rattlers enter 2001 with revenge as the motivating factor.
We're trying to take something away that we've pretty much dominated for years, and you know, that's the Western Division, you know, title and all that. They took it from us last year, and you know, it's something that we definitely want back.
We went 12-2, they went 12-2, but we got the championship just because we, you know, with the tiebreaker. And you know, they're going to come in here, you know, a little fired up because they want to prove something.
Hardcore arena football fans can hardly wait to see what happens when these two go head-to-head again this season, as both teams attempt to take that next step on the road to Arena Bowl 15. But what about any critics who say that there isn't enough history between these two teams for this to be considered a true rivalry?
Well, I can tell you, regardless of what the fans and the media say, it is a rivalry. It has already evolved into that.
It's bragging rights basically for our conference, and you know, the winner usually has an inside track to the championship of our conference. So this is definitely a rivalry game. It's a big game. It's definitely, in our opinion, one of the biggest on our schedule.
When we come back, Eli and John will have all the highlights and stats from our first half of action here in San Jose, where the SaberCats lead by 10, so stick around for more action.
It is halftime here in San Jose. You see the score as we are halfway through this Western Division matchup in the Arena Football League. Eli Gold, John Yurkovich with you here at the Compact Center in San Jose. No Yurko on the open of the telecast. We talked about how Arizona's got Cedric Bonner back, so you got to like their situation. 17 first half points is not really what I expected to see.
You expect a little more production out of the offense, but it's really their own ineptitude that has caused these problems. Interception return for a touchdown, penalties, mistakes.
Yep.
It's caused them to only have 17 points on the board.
If you're just joining us, let's take a look at some of the highlights in the first half of play. It was basically some names that we had expected and some we didn't, like James Rowe. We also saw some good throwing from Dutton to Rowe. Then Hunky Cooper on a run back. Everybody thought he was down. He takes it all the way. And then Omar Smith with another pick right there. Those are the type of plays you're referring to.
Exactly. They're down in the red zone. They're ready to go into the end zone. One wide receiver runs the wrong route. And next thing you know, they're going back for a touchdown. Arizona Rattlers 2 of 5 for possessions, touchdown. SaberCats 3 of 4. Look at the passing yards. SaberCats 146, Rattlers 119. The time of possession, the Arizona Rattlers are dominating, much like the Los Angeles Avengers dominated last week. But the bottom line is the scoreboard, 27-17, and that is what's going to decide the football game, that final score.
So here we go as Barry Wagner snaps the chin strap in place. And we are set with Kyle Pooler to kick it away for the Arizona Rattlers. We'll be seeing Arizona later this year against Indiana, and in New York, San Jose also on our schedules later this season. Second half begins. Barry Wagner muffs it and covers the football at his own 2-yard line. Says, my bad. And he keeps the team 48 yards away from pay dirt.
You don't expect to see that out of Barry Wagner, but every blue moon there'll be a misplay. Dutton in the first half, 12 of 16 for 146 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only the one miscue, the interception, when he missed a wide-open James Rowe in the end zone, and Cecil Doggett came down with the interception.
There you see Cedric Bonner just now limping back onto the field. Chad May has been warming up. Bonner's been bothered by injuries for much of the game today. Dutton from his own end zone. Knocked down by Hunky Cooper. Knocked down by Hunky.
Hunky could get out of the box like that, I believe, because the fullback was out of the backfield. So you saw Hunky straying a little bit from the box because he could go as wide as the fullback can go.
Dutton's been impressive. His center, Darren Kenny, a former Arizona Rattler. Motion by Reese, who'll make the grab and slip down at the 17-yard line. Jerry Reese. 7 games is all he played last year, but he managed to post career numbers for himself, and he's a favorite here. He's from San Jose State University.
Jerry Reese was a question mark before this ball game. He didn't practice all week. He had a chipped bone in his ankle. X-rays Wednesday proved negative. Now he's back out here and he's playing solid ball.
Former Buffalo Bill, circa 1997. Under pressure. And there's a souvenir. Again, you can keep those footballs if they fly into the stands. And that man indeed has himself a souvenir. Watch all this pressure on Dutton.
As Dutton drops back, the big Joe Birch coming in through the middle. They're surrounding him. Then you have the linebacker coming up late, Bo Kelly. As soon as he steps up, as soon as Dutton stepped up in the pocket, Bo Kelly came up, forced the throw to go high and out of bounds.
There's Bo, a fullback in college at East Texas. Throw is knocked aside, and Dutton is decked by big Joe Birch, number 75. My goodness.
Trying to run that little slip screen. Joe Birch gets off the ball, and not only does he get to John Dutton, he finishes John Dutton. Scary situation there. Quarterback can get hurt and separate a shoulder on that type of play.
Birch, who led the team in sacks last year. Been with the Houston Thunder Bears. He played with Connecticut. And this is his second stint with the Arizona Rattlers. On a big 3rd and 10 from their own 17. Stepping up, flag on the play. Incomplete to Wagner on the crossing pattern. Oscar Sturgis and Bo Kelly were the guys who got in on John Dutton that time. But again, Laundry on the field. And a hold on San Jose. Howard Butler might have been the guilty party, number 97. It was in his neighborhood, if nothing else.
It certainly was.
Offense number 58.
They go to Darren Kenny.
4th down.
So we take it back from Howard Butler, who was right next to that man, Darren Kenny.
The intensity in which the Rattlers have come out in the second half yet. Have to believe Danny White had a stern talking to his ball club, and you see it in the intensity and how they're putting pressure on John Dutton.
48-yard field goal attempt by Jason Wells. His career long was a 41-yarder against Los Angeles a year ago. Off the mark, Hunky Cooper. Hit and then stood up and put away by big Mr. Butler. So the 48-yard field goal goes awry, and the score remains SaberCats 27, the Arizona Rattlers 17. That is a live view outside the Compact Center in San Jose, the home of the SaberCats, the home of the NHL San Jose Sharks, who regretfully were eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs earlier today. There is Chad May. He is in to replace Cedric Bonner at quarterback. May, the #2 AFL passer ratings 2 years ago, and those numbers are from that season 2 years ago, 1999. May to throw. Across the middle, complete. Maurice Bryant loses the ball. It's covered up by Barry Wagner. San Jose has the football. San Jose has the football after Maurice Bryant makes a nice grab from Chad May, but then loses the football.
A lot of confidence. Chad May drops back. He finds Maurice Bryant. He's got wide open territory. Just has to get by Wagner. Wagner does a nice job putting a helmet on it. Hunky Cooper, Maurice Bryant trying to go after it, but Barry Wagner gets his wits back about him and pounces on the football. There it is, literally putting his helmet on the ball. Wagner gets up, scrambles to the football as Bryant and Cooper cannot get to it.
You think of him as a man who keys the offense, but he can make some plays on the D. And now flags are flying all across the Compact Center, picking up the theme that we set in the first half of play, where penalties were a major story.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 58 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Darren Kinney, the center, must have moved the football, accounting for the 9th penalty of the evening against San Jose. Hey, Jill, how bad's the injury to Cedric Bonner?
Well, Cedric Bonner seems to have a meniscus tear in his right knee. It was something he felt in the second quarter and is not getting any better. They're going to check him out on Monday and see if he needs surgery, if it's required, but he'll definitely be out for the game, guys.
Hi, Jill, thank you. There's the quick screen to McMillan. The fullback screen works inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
We've been waiting to see McMillan on the offensive side of the football. He does get the screen pass. He's getting nice blocks from Rowe and Barry Wagner down the football field, putting themselves in a nice position to go in for a score. I love the way John Dutton is handling the quarterback position. They've seen the pressure on the quarterback was substantial. Coach goes in, he says, give me a screen. That'll slow those guys down.
Good size, good mobility for Dutton. I didn't know he could scamper quite as he has. James Rowe in motion. Here's McMillan to run it. Nothing that time. Good lateral work by Oscar Sturgis, number 90. At 6'5", 300 on a good day, and Oscar showed some good lateral pursuit.
We were talking arm tackling earlier. That was not an arm tackle. He got the body in, bring the hips, presented the hips, and bring McMillan down in a heap.
There's big Oscar. Bothered by an ankle injury last year, but he got McMillan tied up in a package that time. From the 17 of Arizona, fumbles the snap. Dutton will go down. He pays the price there, but at least he hangs on to the football as Oscar Sturgis again comes in to get him.
Oscar Sturgis expecting to get a sack for that, but once the ball hits the ground, that's a dead play. As far as statisticians go, that is a dead play. Oscar Sturgis will just get credited for a tackle on that play. 27-17, 8 minutes and 58 seconds left, and the SaberCats on a drive.
While we watch this play unfold, Jerry Rice joins us in the booth as well. He's going to be watching over our shoulders as Dutton now sets to throw, and it's picked off by Hunky Cooper. Hunky Hunky Cooper from midfield. Hunky Cooper, touchdown, Arizona. 31 yards is the return. So Hunky Cooper with the pick and the run back. Jerry Rice getting an eye full of the Arena Football League here tonight. This is the kind of play that can make or break a football game, Jer, isn't it?
Well, you're right about that. I think the defensive back, he was just reading the quarterback, made a good play on the ball, and then he just utilized his speed to get into the end zone.
Jerry's going to stick around with us for a moment or so and visit about all that's going on here in the San Francisco Bay Area. The extra point is up by Kyle Pooler, and we're going to break away, take care of some business. When we come back, Jerry is going to be joining us, so stay tuned. SaberCats now only nursing a 3-point lead. Hunky Cooper, touchdown. San Jose 27, Arizona 24, as we welcome you back to the Compact Center here in San Jose. The SaberCats now with the football, working it 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line after the touchback. John Dutton, the quarterback, picked off moments ago by Hunky Cooper. Works with McMillan as the fullback and the man in motion, Rowe. He goes to Rowe, who gets quickly tied up in a package by Cecil Doggett. As mentioned, Jerry Rice is with us. What do you think about the Arena Football League? Quite a product, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Very quick, and you know, it's almost like you just have to react. This is a game with a lot of quickness, and these guys are very talented, and you know, it's always good to come here to San Jose, support them, and just let them know that, you know, they playing quality football, and you know, I'm trying to pick up some tips here.
I bet you need to pick up some tips here. Yeah, right. Here now is the 2nd down play from the 10-yard line. Nice grab by Jerry Reese around the ankles. He'll pick up 1st down yardage out to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that sounds just like Jerry Rice, you know?
Yeah, it does. It's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, but, you know, he's a big receiver, and he's very talented, and, you know, I really enjoy just watching him catch the ball and try to do something with it.
What about playing offense and defense? Would that be something that in your next life would appeal to you?
Oh, that would be a dream come true, because,
really?
You know, I feel like I'm one of the best cover guys to ever play the game. So it would be a perfect opportunity, and who knows, one day I might get that opportunity.
From his own 17, Dutton looks, and Rowe makes the grab across midfield for another darn close to a 1st down. Pending the spot, it'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down. Jerry, what's the future looking like for you?
I think the future is looking really good for me. I'm excited. You know, I went to Seattle. I went to Detroit. I still have Cleveland and the Raiders coming up, and I think everything is going to work out. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm looking forward to just going out there and doing something that I've been doing over the years.
From the 24-yard line of Arizona, SaberCats with the ball and a 3-point lead. Fumbling is Dozier. Football recovered by Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes picks off the fumble. It's going to be Arizona Rattler football. I don't care who the coach is, from Bill Walsh to anybody else. Those kind of plays just eat at you.
Yeah, I think on that particular play there, he tried to run before he caught the ball. And, you know, it happens. And I'm sure he's going to learn from that and going to be able to move on.
Never had the football.
Yeah. Just got a little excited.
Dominic Reyes from Angelo State, a rookie, picks up the fumble, his 1st fumble recovery in the Arena Football League. And now at quarterback, Chad May in for the injured Cedric Bonner. May out of Kansas State University. Looks and finds his receiver Maurice Bryant out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Hey,
I don't know about that play. That should have been offensive interference right there. You know, it was a big collision downfield.
That should be called on a lot of plays. Let's watch it here. Watch Maurice Bryant. Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, he pushed off on that one.
You have to enjoy the fact that the wide receiver gets the benefit of the doubt on that type of call.
You know, normally it happens that way, and you know, I try to use that to my advantage at the time, because the defensive back, they really don't know where you're going, so you have a big advantage right there.
That's the voice of Jerry Rice. May into the end zone. incomplete. Bryant tried to make the one-hand grab, but Shalon Baker and others were there on the cover. How do you think this would work with the team here and a team potentially in San Francisco? There's been talk about the 49ers ownership looking at an Arena Football League team.
You know, I think arena football is all about opportunity, and you know, it'll give so many other players an opportunity to pursue something that they love, and I'm all for it.
Hey, tell me the truth now. It's just you and me and a few million of our friends listening here. Yurkovich tells me that he had one of the best games of his career against you guys.
Oh, you know, he was rubbing that in my face. You know, he got a pretty good hit on me when they played us in San Francisco, and
touchdown right there to Maurice Bryant. Cedric Bonner likes what he sees, a 6-yard completion. Didn't mean to interrupt you there. The TD takes a little precedence over Yurkovich's career highlights here. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, John, he got a big hit on me when they played us here in San Francisco, and I think, you know, his ego right now, you know, because his head is so swollen, and he just had to rub that in my face. But you know, we had some great battles, and you know, football is all about that.
The thing that bothers me is he told us the story twice last week. He saw you coming up. He's already told it twice here this evening. The story is taking on a life of its own.
Whenever you tackle the greatest wide receiver that ever played the game, that's something my grandkids will know about 100 times.
Well, he told me he still
Jerry,
has the highlight film.
Thanks for coming by, my friend. Good luck to you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Jerry Rice joining us here in San Jose. The Rattlers lead the SaberCats now by 4. It's an up and down kind of night here at the Compact Center, as we have escalator cam for you here, disappearing into the
abyss
that is this building right now. Great building here in San Jose. It's a beauty. Barry Wagner deep. Wagner to the 15, to midfield, and he's put down by Randy Gatewood.
Mr. Excitement, Barry Wagner. Take a look at the turnovers. Cecil Doggett off the boards, comes out, makes a play. Take a look at Hunky reading the eyes of the quarterback at John Dutton. Takes it in for 7 points, his second touchdown of the day. Right here, Dozier just trying to run before he gets the football. Fumble.
14 points off turnovers for Arizona tonight. Dutton from midfield. Wide open road. Touchdown. A breakdown in coverage. He's left everybody behind. 23 yards. Jarek Bledsoe was the closest man to him, but there must have been a breakdown somehow, somewhere. Bledsoe was really nowhere near the receiver. 11 catches, 130 yards for Rowe, and 3 touchdowns.
Had to be miscommunication. James Rowe puts a great move on Bledsoe. Started going in for the post, came back to the corner. Rowe comes down with the catch. Easy throw this time. Dutton didn't overthrow.
Now the extra point for Jason Wells. SaberCats back on top by 3. Numbers for Dutton now, 18 of 27, 222 yards, 4 touchdowns, couple of INTs, but that man right there, Rowe, just doing a job here today. 11 receptions for 130 yards, even in this offensively sparked league. That's a night and a half's worth of work.
Night and a half. We're looking who's going to replace Pappen. Lo and behold, there he is. James Rowe had a good game last week. He's come back. He's really putting up the numbers. And the amazing thing, I haven't seen him drop a ball tonight. Everything that comes in his direction, he's coming down with. 11 catches. You can write home to mama about 11 catches.
I would guess so, as Darren Arbett's team is back up by 3. Well, he's a construction worker by day and an arena football player extraordinaire by night. Hernandez, Hunky Cooper, without a doubt one of the best two-way players in Arena Football League history. He earned back-to-back Ironman honors in '99 and 2000, and of course now has 18 kicks returned for touchdowns, a brand new record. All-out effort all the time. Hunky Cooper really does embody the spirit of the 15-year history of the Arena Football League. That last scoring drive, only 1 minute off the clock. Let's see what Hunky can do here on the run back to the 11-yard line. Anthony Cobbs on the special teams tackle for San Jose.
Chad May's been able to come in and really establish himself in the quarterback position. The offense is running much more efficiently with Chad May back there.
And now don't think that May is chopped liver, folks. Here's a guy who set 10 Big 8 conference records and 28 school records at Kansas State on passes like that to Hunky Cooper to the 22-yard line. And Chad May is legit. As a matter of fact, he was on the All-AFL second team a couple of years ago. And in college, with all those great numbers at Kansas State, he was a finalist for the Johnny Unitas Award, which goes annually to college football's top quarterback. So he hasn't the AFL experience of Cedric Bonner, but Chad May is a quality quarterback in his own right.
Certainly no slouch.
Nearing the end of the third quarter, he's looking long for Maurice Bryant, knocked away by Barry Wagner, who was going for the pick, but has to settle for a pass broken up instead.
Wagner was going for the pick, and Cobbs came by, and he took a shot on his own guy. Anthony Cobbs took a shot on Barry Wagner inadvertently, but Wagner had that interception in his hands. Take a look. Wagner goes up. He comes off his receiver, comes on and helps in coverage, and you can see their legs tangle. Right there, he gets hit in the hip by Cobbs, and lo and behold, he goes crashing hard. He didn't expect to get hit on that play. That's why they hurt a little bit more.
Now with the clock down to the final 15 seconds of the quarter, May outside off the hands of Randy Gatewood. Incomplete at around the 20-yard line. Tracy Perkins was the defensive back on the scene. 3 quarters are done in this seesaw affair here in San Jose, California. Barry Wagner walking off the after effects of that hit right there. The fourth quarter when we come back on TNN. Welcome back, everybody. TNN Sports with you here at the Compaq Center at San Jose. Eli Gold, John Yurkovich, Jill Arrington, Jerry Rice, Tina Turner, Barry Wagner, Doug Plank. I mean, we're surrounded by NFLers and some pretty darn good AFL stars as well.
George Atkinson, Ron Wolfley.
Yep. I booed George Atkinson. He's up here as one of the analysts on radio for San Jose. I booed him when he played for the Raiders. Here's the fourth down attempt. First of the day for Arizona and first of the season. This being their season opener. On the give, Kelly. He's going to be close. I don't think they're going to give Bo Kelly the yardage. No. San Jose is going to take over on downs. Flag on the play. Flags now come flying belatedly. Bo Kelly does not like the spot he got, but he looked about 1.5 yards shy. It wasn't really even close, Yurko.
He couldn't keep his balance. He ended up falling short. They look like they were pointing at McMillan there for the penalty, but the way the SaberCat players are reacting, this one looks like it's going to go against the Arizona Rattlers.
We'll hear from referee Darrell Leftwich.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 44 on the defense.
Oh, my.
The play was after 4th down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 after the 10-yard penalty, San Jose.
So San Jose gets the football, but McMillan again, number 44 there on the green.
You can see him coming over in pursuit.
Now the play's done.
Play's done.
Now still no penalty. Still nothing. Let's see what happens if we can spot it. Well, it takes a while to develop. I mean, it hasn't even happened yet. He finally then comes over and I guess takes an extra hit. It's the 10th flag against San Jose, but the SaberCats have the ball. Down he goes underneath the body of Joe Birch. Hey, folks, we laugh about John Yurkovich, but seriously, the man played 9 years in the NFL. Watch him hassle Jeff Hostetler. Oh, he's taking... Hostetler gave you a ride right there, Yurko.
He's a big, strong quarterback at the time. I was just happy to get back there and pounce on him. That was 1 of 2.5. I never got there. Look how happy and giddy I was.
Here he is again, all over Hostetler.
I hardly ever got to the quarterback, so when I got there, I was quite happy.
Great job. Complete Jerry Reese to the 19-yard line. And by the way, Yurko, it's been 5 minutes. No, let me check my watch. It's been 11 minutes now since you've last told us how you gave Jerry Rice a big shot. If you want to tell the story again, I mean, it's been almost a dozen minutes now.
I'll go on it quickly. I dropped back in coverage on a zone blitz, and Jerry Rice had come into the middle with a little option route. They threw him the ball. I broke in on him, got a good shot on him. Only shot I got on Jerry Rice in my career.
We'll tell you the story again next week in Grand Rapids. Here's Dutton, the throw, wide open, Rowe. Another catch for Rowe. And an extra 1.5 yards before he's down at the 3-yard line. Cecil Doggett hit him first, then Jarek Bledsoe. Doggett said, I can't believe what we're seeing here. Rowe, now listen about James Rowe, folks. 4 years with the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, he's a bona fide NFLer.
Dutton takes a look and he finds him on the crossing route. Does a nice job staying in bounds. Bledsoe comes in, tries to take a shot and misses. They finally get him down. A legitimate football player and an obvious offensive threat.
From the 3, McMillan to the 1.5 yard line. Bo Kelly stops him there. Just 1.5 yards shy of the goal line.
Bledsoe really threw himself in there physically and took out McMillan's legs right there.
What does McMillan say about this ball game? Is he satisfied with his performance? Is he upset? Does he admit after the game that the adrenaline was pumping uncontrollably through his veins? What is his read on this kind of a performance?
He's got 4 penalties today. You've got to believe he feels badly about the way things are working for him right now. You want to be a clean player. You want to be a productive player. There's a lot of your friends. Falls just short of a touchdown on that carry, but certainly emotions have gotten the better part of him today, and he's known as an intelligent football player, but that intelligence is not coming through on the field today.
In college, McMillan played at Illinois Benedictine, but he was an offensive lineman, a tight end, a defensive lineman. He was multi-purpose in college, as you see his numbers right there, and the career with Arizona. Those are the Arizona records.
23 touchdowns, really productive down by the goal line.
Timeout being taken by the SaberCats there first. So Darren Arbett wants to take a timeout, so we will take it right along with them. This is a good one. A little lower scoring than we expected, but it's a tight one.
But
11:34 remaining.
No.
Moments ago, during the timeout, Darren Arbett and his assistant coaches trying to figure out, do they go for it or kick a field goal?
What do you think?
Very bouncy.
Well, if we don't get in, do we kick it and go up 7? No. That only put us up 6. That's 6, Mike. You ain't counting right.
Sounds like Mike was as good in math class as I was. Yeah, field goal would put him up 37-31. So they're going to go for it.
Might run a little fake into the middle, see if they can't suck everybody up and throw the ball out to Wagner or Reese or maybe to Rowe.
You see it as a 3rd down play. Wagner fumbles it, gets the bounce and carries it in for a touchdown. 1 yard with a little histrionics, as only Barry Wagner can add to a play.
That was a fortuitous hop for Barry Wagner. Would have been the goat if he dropped that football, had it in his hands, dropped it, came right back up to him. Looked like he almost dribbled that one in like a basketball.
Yeah.
Says, watch this, fellas. I'm so open, I'm just going to toss it on the ground. Misses the handoff, bounces right back up to him. Good concentration.
He says, I meant to do it. They got to know Barry. That I meant to do that. Extra point. Got it. So the score is now 41-31. SaberCats by 10. Barry knows he got away with one right there. We're back in a moment.
You want to talk football? Then let's talk arena football. 15 seasons of heart-stopping, helmet-popping, fan-friendly football. Fast, furious, in your face, in your lap. With arena football, you get it all.
Young guys like muscle cars because they're into you know, the power trip. When you're firing on all 8 cylinders, when you give it gas, it's like it's ready to yeah, I like it. You know, it's not like a 6-cylinder that's what I like about it.
Welcome back. TNN Sports with you at the Compact Center in San Jose, California. 10:52 to go in this football game. The team in green, San Jose, leading the team in white, Arizona, by 10, 41-31. Eli Gold, John Yurkovich, Jill Arrington. Short kick. And it sails out of bounds. That is a big, big penalty right there. Very much like in the National Football League, the stadium played game where a kick goes out of bounds. It is a significant mark-off.
At the 20-yard line.
And you hear it at the 20-yard line. Same rule if the ball happens to be kicked off the scoreboard. Is that Gallagher? No, that's the guy with the souvenir. I thought it was Mr. Sledge-O-Matic. I thought Gallagher was here.
That's a remarkable resemblance. It does look like Gags. Yeah, that was a big mistake kicking the ball out of bounds. Get the ball in the 20, great field position, opens up a lot of opportunities for Chad May.
Just thinking a 50-yard field, you give him 20 yards. Complete near side, Muhammad Oliver. Out of the University of Oregon, as you see Barry Wagner, that 1-yard touchdown run moments ago. And man, he's done everything in this league, Yurko.
Yeah, what a great career. 6-time Ironman of the Year, 2-time league MVP.
And you know, even in college, remember the great John Stallworth from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, yes.
Barry broke most of Stallworth's records at Alabama A&M University. And look at tonight.
Oh, yeah, 102 total yards, 2 touchdowns, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovered.
From the SaberCat 20, down he goes. That was an ill-handled play to start with, and he just throws it away, Chad May does. He stumbled, then it looked like he was stepped on by one of his offensive linemen backpedaling.
Howard Butler got into Joe Birch, and Joe Birch certainly isn't happy right now. He's asking the official that Howard Butler had to be offsides, but he got into him. Butler went back into the quarterback. Chad May ends up falling on the ground, has to dump the ball.
There's big Howard Butler, number 97. You saw Joe Birch seconds ago. Number 75 in white.
Classy move there by Butler, too. He knows he got the center mad. I'm going to move out to the defensive end this time.
He's no fool.
Ulafala, you go handle him.
Pass knocked out of midair by Joe Jacobs. Knocked out of midair by Joe Jacobs.
Big 6'4", Joe Jacobs getting a paw on that.
Jacobs has a couple of tackles, 1 for a loss.
Okay, let's go right X back and go 50 X choice, okay?
50 X choice, they're going to have, the X receiver's going to have a choice of what route he's going to run, whether they're in man or whether they're in a zone. He's going to adjust his pattern and go off of that, trying to isolate the X receiver.
50, the 5-step drop. complete. Muhammad Oliver at the 12-yard line.
And Muhammad Oliver, being the ex-receiver on that play, saw they were playing a soft zone, stop. Right away the ball was there. Chad May read it too, and right away the ball was there.
Omar Smith, number 14 for San Jose. Playing him soft.
He's been under some pressure. They looked like they had a little stunt there, that was a nose pick. Nose picks are illegal in this league. But he got back, got rid of the ball. Nice choice on Muhammad Oliver to sit down in front of the coverage.
Nose picks are often illegal in society, in certain settings. From the 12 of San Jose. In the end zone, Bryant cannot hang on. Oh, and does he ever pay the price? Does he ever pay the price?
Chad May hung him out to dry a little bit. That ball should have been delivered a little sooner. He lofted it up. He either had to put it on a line or had to get rid of it sooner, so he didn't have to go up and put himself at risk of injury on that play. Chad May drops back, right? He's looking for his receiver, sees him come open, has to get over the defender that's standing at the 7-yard line. Look at the contact, the impact that they made against the side. It's a miracle with the impact that you have on the dasher boards that more guys don't get hurt, but they've got a sufficient amount of padding out there.
So now San Jose takes over with 7:24 to go in the ball game. No one's there. A stop by James Rowe. Looked as though Dutton was expecting a stop and go. A lot of pressure there. It's Howard Butler slow in getting up, number 97.
Dutton was just expecting, please let me get rid of the ball before I get sandwiched. Not only did he have Rattler players on him, he had his own SaberCats all over him, Butler being one of them.
Wagner is in motion. Pass towards him is knocked out of midair. That was Greg Gales right there in the battle with Dozier. Gales, number 10, with that pass deflection. And he was the guy who was known as a great pass rusher when he played collegiately at UNLV, Nevada, Las Vegas.
It's tremendous battles we've had between the fullbacks and the linebackers on the SaberCats and Rattlers today. They're both going at it, both with a lot of intensity.
San Jose only 1 of 4 in third down conversions today. Everybody's covered. Nearly intercepted across the middle by Muhammad Oliver, or at least Bledsoe, Jarek Bledsoe.
He had Wagner open early and he had Omar Smith open early. He just couldn't see him at the particular times they were open. Looking to the left side of the field when Wagner was open, looking to the right side of the field when Omar Smith was open.
So now, in comes Jason Wells. A 53-yard attempt. Now where they'll put the ball, it'll be officially a 54-yard attempt by Wells. Had a 41-yarder in the past. That kick sails off the net. Hunky Cooper. And down he goes. The play was dead when Dozier hit him, though the ball came loose and was covered by Butler. And there's an injury to Hunky Cooper. And Butler, both men are down. Butler is just to the left of Hunky Cooper on all fours. Butler now gets up as we look at Cooper.
You don't like the way he's grasping that leg right now.
We're going to take a break. We'll update the injury to Hunky Cooper as soon as we come back. We are in San Jose, late in the fourth quarter. Well, he's a tough guy. Here's a fellow who tore the bicep muscle loose last year and played with that type of an injury. And now he's going to shake off this leg injury.
You see it gets caught awkwardly on Dozier, and it starts getting whipped around after it leaves. But this is a dangerous tackle, Dozier. You drag him out, and the legs just gets trapped under there in such an awkward position. and the forces that are pushing and pulling and tugging on it, but Hunky Cooper shakes it off like it's nothing.
When you were telling me the bicep injury that Hunky had last year, maybe one of the most painful, huh?
Yeah, a ruptured bicep tendon right off the bone. It just starts crawling down your arm, and you've got to be able to withstand an excruciating amount of pain and burning in there. It just, yeah, the toughness.
It hurts just thinking about it.
The grittiness and the toughness that one has to have, and a high level of pain tolerance. You got to give a lot of respect to Hunky Cooper just to be able to shake things off like that.
So they wind the clock on a 1st and 10 from their own 5. Everybody jumps on the Arizona side of the football, and the play whistled dead by Darrell Leftwich.
Had a little rocking going back there on Wendell Gaines. Just rocked back a little bit, trying to beat Joe Jacobs to the spot.
Darrell Leftwich says, I've worn out the BBs in that handkerchief. Let me get a new one.
Prior to the snap, false start offense, number 99, half a distance to the goal, still first down.
Now that's only the first flag of the second half against Arizona, and only their 5th of the ball game, as opposed to the Passel full that San Jose has, 10 in total.
Penalty flags have been hitting the turf so much they have turf burns.
Yeah. You'll often see them have to replace BBs. Complete. Nice tackle as Perkins takes down Maurice Bryant.
Solid tackle, good arm tackle. The threes were battling up against each other, and Perkins came in. Nice wrap up there. Got his head onto the right side and bring him down.
6th tackle of the night for Tracy Perkins.
Chad May's been pretty productive in the second half. Ever since he's gotten in, the Rattler offense does look a lot more efficient, and the protection for Chad May has been a lot better than it was for Cedric Bonner.
He's subbing for Bonner, who went out earlier with an injury. A free play for Arizona. Wide open, Muhammad Oliver. Got it. Touchdown, Arizona. But now, is that 36-yard touchdown going to hold up? Did the flag and the whistle blow the play dead? It was clearly an infraction on San Jose, so it became a free play for Arizona. Did somebody blow an inadvertent whistle?
I thought I had heard whistle stopping the play.
Offside, defense, number 99. The penalties refused. Touchdown.
So the Mike Ulafali offside call yields a 36-yard touchdown pass. Watch it again as Oliver was wide open.
Chad May drops back to pass. Everybody stops. You have to believe they heard something. Muhammad Oliver catches the ball, takes it in. He kept playing, which is what he's taught. Muhammad Oliver said, hey, keep playing. It's an offsides penalty. We might be able to get a big play. Lo and behold, they got one.
And the extra point, no good by Kyle Pooler. Football is loose. It is live. It is covered up by San Jose. But there are flags down. Again, the infraction will be the 5-yard rule.
With so many players in so tight, that 5-yard rule is going to be called every time.
The 5-yard violation on the kicking team is declined. So Muhammad Oliver, with no catches in the first 3 quarters, in this quarter, 3 catches, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Danny White's team down by 4, and Arizona needs a defensive stop. San Jose's last possession went 3 and out with 3 incomplete passes. But Barry Wagner has his own ideas here. And remember, folks, if you're new to the Arena Football League game, a drop kick that goes through the uprights is worth 4 points. Just keep that in mind with this 4-point margin here. Don't let the stadium played rules affect your thinking. Wagner. Outside. Running room to midfield, and he's down to the 20-yard line. Barry Wagner with a nice return as we check in with Jill and tonight's fan of the game. Jill?
Well, that's right. I've been looking around and I found a real enthusiastic group over here. Faces painted and everything. But I picked one because she has been on her feet and screaming for her team all day. She is a 4-year season ticket holder for the SaberCats. Here you go. Helen Freeman-Tozer, congratulations. There's your official arena football, and thanks for being such a great fan. Back to you guys.
All right, Jill, good selection. That was a folk we were talking about her earlier today. We're looking like she's from the group Kiss.
Yes, we certainly were. Looks a little like the drummer, Pete Chris.
Yeah, good selection, Jill. Duck to roll. Inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. James Rowe, he's having a career here tonight. That was his 13th reception, putting him over 150 yards. 153 to be exact. A Division II All-America. And you know, talking about Jerry Rice earlier, Rowe in college was number 2 in total yardage behind only Jerry Rice. Rice with 4,693 yards in college. Rowe 4,468. McMillan tripped up by Cecil Doggett, who sacrificed the body, and he's not gotten up yet. Cecil Doggett just sacrificing the body, and McMillan, his old teammate, is right there, the guy tapping him on the leg and calling for the trainer. Remember, McMillan played with Arizona last year, and he was concerned about his buddy.
I think Cecil Doggett might have been knocked down on this play.
Looked almost like it, didn't it? Let's see.
He takes
takes a knee right in the head, it looked like.
Yeah, that might even send a few stingers down the arms. It's good to see him moving on that type of play.
Yeah, he is moving there.
Whew. I always told my wife when I was playing football, hon, when you're watching, and if you see me get on the knee, you know I'm fine. But if I'm lying on the ground, there's some problems. And she saw me lying on the ground twice in my career, and she knew there were problems. She was waiting for me at the locker room to find out. Cecil Doggett gets his wits about him, and he stands up and gets up.
But he
That'll be good to see.
Just sacrificed his body to trip up McMillan. Doggett, former defensive back when he played for the Mountaineers of West Virginia.
He was going toward the boards and did everything he could to throw his body back in there, and just happened to get a head right on the knee.
Hear him saying you're still alive? They can laugh about it now.
Yeah. How many fingers you see? 6.
Number 1 tackler on the football team last year, Doggett. Broke up 23 passes, intercepting 4 of them. He's a hard hitter, caused 4 fumbles and recovered 1.
SaberCat quarterback John Dutton told me before the football game, there's one individual that scares him back there, Cecil Doggett. He's an intense player. He's tremendous in one-on-one coverage. He's a Deion Sanders type player where he can take away half of the football field.
Those helmets where they can pump up the inside, you know, with air.
Yes.
Have you seen a cut down on these kind of injuries?
The components, they've got 3 separate air pockets in the helmet, and yeah, it has cut down on a lot of these concussion type injuries. The one thing people don't realize is the concussion, if you wear a mouthpiece will help prevent concussions.
Really?
Because it's the jaw chattering up against the top, the mandibles crashing together that cause your concussions. Those mouthpieces.
You're hearing Danny White in the background talking with the official. There's Danny, and he calls timeout now. He's going to give everybody a chance to catch their breath again and talk over the offense. But this will give Doggett a chance to remain in the lineup, because if you take a man out, he's out for the quarter.
And that substitution will hurt them. They've got to put Doggett out.
So he's going to stay in with this timeout taken by Danny White. Hey, folks, hope you can join us next Sunday. Again, one of the more heated rivalries in the AFL. Milwaukee paying a visit to Grand Rapids. Michael Baker leading the Rampage attack. He's a good one. But Grand Rapids has their hands full because Milwaukee Mustangs have Gary Compton and Alvin Ashley. Milwaukee at Grand Rapids next Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on TNN. Just a little bitty lake separating those two cities.
They can take a ferry, a little bit. They can take a ferry across in Sheboygan and get across and go to that Grand Rapids as opposed to driving around the lake.
That's why I love sitting with you. You got the ferry schedule worked out. He's got it all, folks.
A wealth of information.
McMillan with flags on the play down to the 3-yard line. Darrell Leftwich, the official, has gotten more airtime tonight than anybody. Arizona with the flag.
More airtime than I even think he would like. He'd love his family to see him, and they hope he's doing a nice job. But he has hogged a little of the camera time tonight.
Encroachment, defense, violation of the second neutral zone, number 14, half the distance to the goal, repeat first down.
There are 2 neutral zones. One is the line of scrimmage, and then there must be a clear break between the back feet of the defensive lineman and the front toes of the linebacker. There cannot be an encroachment there. There are 2 neutral zones, and obviously one of the linebackers sheeted up a bit. Whether it was Hunky Cooper or someone else, there's the give inside, and again, nothing there with a timeout being called. Nothing for McMillan. Now remember, folks, San Jose has scored a touchdown every time they have been inside the 10-yard line tonight. And a touchdown here would probably ice things with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining. So this is it. I mean, this is make it or break it time for both of these ball clubs. But inside the red zone tonight, the SaberCats have never been denied.
The SaberCats sure have a way of putting a nail in the coffin when they get down there. They find a way to get the ball in the end zone, which is a key in the arena game. Not just looking for points, not looking for field goals, but finding a way to put the ball in the end zone and to get 7 points.
Hey, folks, don't forget arenafootball.com. That is the website for the Arena Football League. And if you go online now or anytime the next day or so, you can vote for the 15th anniversary All-Ironman team. You can get stats, news, all sorts of information. Check it out, arenafootball.com. If you're curious, the Saber Kittens, the sign that gentleman had, they are the cheerleading squad for the SaberCats here at the Compact Center.
SaberCats
are the Saber Kittens.
Absolutely lovely. And these girls are athletes now. I want you to know that, Eli. They're athletes.
Oh.
Lovely young ladies, but they certainly are athletic.
I never doubted it. Here's the 2nd and goal from the 2. Barry Wagner put it in the win column for San Jose. 2 yards on the touchdown.
It's a similar play that they had run earlier. One Barry Wagner fumbled, picked the ball up, got in the end zone. The Rattlers did a better job of getting some bodies out there, but Barry Wagner was certainly determined to get into the end zone.
And we're closing in on that final minute of play in this ball game. 10 points up with 1:23 to go.
Timeout. Yeah, looks we got a timeout for the Arizona Rattlers.
So that is their final timeout. Arizona is out of timeouts while the SaberCats have 2. Barry Wagner putting in a bid for Iron Man of the Game honors.
Wagner's in motion, comes in, gets the handoff. Nice block there by McMillan. Wonderful block by Ulafala. Lo and behold, they split the Red Seas into the end zone. John Dutton very satisfied with the way he's played this football game. Knows that this could be the icing on the cake, the final nail in the coffin. He's getting ready to celebrate with the fellas, trying to keep low-key right now until the final seconds tick off the clock, and they know they're guaranteed a victory then.
A 4-play drive for San Jose. 21 yards in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Remember, Wagner's 27-yard kickoff return set up this drive. He capped it off with a 2-yard touchdown run, and now the extra point by Jason Wells. So 48 to 37, 11 points and 83 seconds is all that remained for Darren Arbett's team to put a win on the column against their division rival, the Arizona Rattlers. Hey, I told you, there's Barry Wagner. He's always talking.
He's Mr. Excitable. He's a great self-promoter. Wagner wanting to say hello to everybody and their brother, but this is a guy who is very confident. He knows that he's a quality football player, and whenever he gets on a national stage, like a Sunday afternoon telecast on TNN, he wants to make sure he's playing his very best.
Darren Arbett, though, told me before the game, he said the guys love him. He said, we have a great time. Barry talks all the time, but we love him. As a matter of fact, we sat down with Barry Wagner and talked with him about some of the off-season changes that have gone on here at San Jose, trying to take that 12-2 team into a league champion.
This group we have now is we got some guys like Tracy Perkins from Tampa for a championship ring, Joe Jacob from Albany championship, Bob McMillan and DK from Arizona championship. We surround ourselves with a lot of talent now that got championship ring. First myself, I have one from Orlando. So we know what it takes to get to that goal we're striving for. And now we're able to do that if we just stay healthy and complete this mission.
He mentioned DK, that's Darren Kenny, who had come over from the Arizona Rattlers, among the others that he mentioned there. Now let's see what happens. A minute 19 to settle it. The deep men will be Maurice Bryant and Hunky Cooper. The kicker is Jason Wells for San Jose in the green. Bryant, 6 yards deep. Stripped up at the 7-yard line, Anthony Cobbs sacrificing the body, and Cobbs not getting up. He's down at the 5-yard line. He just threw himself at the return man, Maurice Bryant, very much like we saw Cecil Doggett do earlier to try and slow down Bob McMillan.
He was rocketing down the field, saw the returner with the ball, just tossed himself into the middle, trying to ensure victory. And the sacrifice that these fellas are putting out and the effort that these guys are putting out, I sit up here, I get a little envious. I get the blood curdling. I want to be down there.
Does this surprise you, Yurko? We saw this last year in my first year covering this league. I was really surprised at the athleticism and the intensity of the Arena Football League. I didn't really know what to expect. This is your first real weekly exposure to this league. Has this surprised you?
It's been a pleasant surprise. I didn't know what to expect. I had watched the games in the early 90s, and the development of the players, the development of the strategy. Sat down, talked to Danny White, and he said that's the biggest improvement in the game. What you see is strategy and tactics. And you see teams try to ball control a little bit more. There's more of a running game. The athletes are bigger.
Yep. I
know the size of the O-line, D-line has gone from 245 to 285, so it's a pleasant surprise.
Now this one's not quite over yet. The Rattlers are just down by 11. We're back in a moment. Well, the condition of the injured Rattler, they are saying now it is a broken, it's for the SaberCat rather, a broken arm is the initial word we're getting on Anthony Cobbs, and you'll see it again there.
Take a look right here. He's coming in, and he puts that right arm up, gets the impact, and right there on impact, you see
right there
where the damage is.
Yep. So they are using one of the inflatable splints right now. The trainer was just pumping up the plastic inflatable splint. So while they tend to the injured player, we are going to break away. We're back with more from the Compact Center in San Jose. right after these messages. Now there's the splint on the arm of Anthony Cobbs as they take him to the locker room. Jill Arrington tells us from downstairs that the reports are it is a broken arm, so tough situation there for Cobbs. Here now, Chad May to Muhammad Oliver, who cannot handle the football on the screen, and Bob McMillan there defensively on Muhammad Oliver.
Oliver trying to run before he gets the ball, trying to make something happen. Has one touchdown catch, trying to create another touchdown catch. You got to make sure you secure that football.
We are now at the 1-minute timing rules. That means the clock will stop in the manner that you're used to seeing it stop in the stadium played game. Timeout situation, none for Arizona, 2 for San Jose. May, under pressure, throws it, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Perkins, but the play is dead. It'll be an interception, but he was down at the 25-yard line. So no points, but for Perkins, who already has 7 tackles and a pass broken up, that is the interception that is going to do it tonight.
To increase the pressure on Chad May. Chad May steps up and just fires. Tracy Perkins comes in, makes a great diving catch on Maurice Bryant. Maurice Bryant stopped his pattern, was waiting for the football. He should have continued his pattern back, come and met the ball. It's the thing Tracy Perkins did, and the SaberCats have the football.
So the interception will count. The play was dead at the point of the interception. So that's why the SaberCats will have the football from the 25. And remember, Arizona cannot stop the clock. Row in motion. The give, McMillan. He's got first down yardage to the 14-yard line before Cecil Doggett trips him up, and Jarek Bledsoe puts him down.
It's a little salt on the wound. McMillan carrying the ball, solidifying the victory, ensuring the victory against his old club, Arizona.
So San Jose opened up last weekend with a 52-30 win here at home against the Los Angeles Avengers. They will go to 2-0 with a trip to Charleston, West Virginia next weekend to play the Houston Thunder Bears. Arizona will open up 0-1 with the loss here on the handoff to McMillan. The next game is at the Staples Center. Arizona goes to meet the Los Angeles Avengers next weekend. That's going to do it. The final 10 seconds counting off the clock. 48-37, the final score. San Jose goes to 2-0. Arizona is 0-1. We're back to wrap it up from the Compact Center at San Jose, California, right after these messages. There's the final score as the fans head out of the Compact Center at San Jose. Down at the 20-yard line, some smiling SaberCats and Jill Arrington.
Coach Arbette, big win for you early in the season to beat your division rival. You got to feel good about that with Pappen out, some other guys out. A lot of players really stepped up for you.
Yeah, we'll feel good about the win. James Rowe stepped up at specialist and played well. Barry Wagner played well for us, and our line did a tremendous job defensively, so we're pleased with the win.
Well, they sure looked good out there, had a lot of injuries. It's a big rivalry. The guys were really going after each other. Is that what you expected coming into the game?
Yeah, we knew coming into this thing they were going to come here and fight us all the way to the end, and they did. And our guys did a good job hanging in there and winning the football game.
Well, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the season.
Okay, thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, Jill, Coach Arbette, congratulations. James Rowe, 13 receptions, 153 yards, 3 TDs, 22 return yards, 175 total yards in offense.
He's your MVP of the game, most valuable player.
But our Iron Man, Barry Wagner, 131 total yards, 2 TDs, 3 tackles. He's broken up a pass, caused a fumble, and recovered a fumble. That was Barry Wagner's night as the SaberCats win it 48-37. Be sure and join us next Sunday for more arena football action as Milwaukee travels to Grand Rapids. Barry's still talking. That's 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on TNN next Sunday. This has been a presentation of the Arena Football League. Permission must be granted by the AFL for any reproduction or rebroadcast of this game. For Jill Arrington, John Yurkovich, I'm Eli Gold. Thanks so much for joining us here in San Jose. We will see you next Sunday. Our first visit to the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. We'll see you then for the Rampage and Milwaukee. So long from San Jose.